Welcome to Drawing Conclusions. Today we're reviewing the latest Disney Pixar release, Coco. Coco was directed by Lee Unkrich and co-directed by Adrian Molina, who also are credited with creating the original story, along with Jason Katz and Matthew Aldrich. Talents like Benjamin Bratt, Gael Garcia Bernal, Ilana Ubach, whose name you may not know, but believe me, you've seen her, and Anthony Gonzalez starring as Miguel, a boy with a musician's soul who was born into a family that forbids music. The movie follows Miguel on his journey to the land of the dead, where he learns the truth about his family's history and discovers what is truly important. Coco is Disney Pixar's holiday release, and its themes of family, music, traditions, and memories fit the season perfectly. This movie is Pixar at its finest, with this film taking its place as one of its best outings, up there with Toy Story 3, also directed by Unkrich, Finding Nemo, Inside Out, and WALL-E. I love the artistry that went into this film. I could tell that the creators put so much time, care, detail, and love into Coco. And that was just talking about the visuals. The story of Coco is a beautiful reminder of the importance of family. Not just those family members we know now, but also the value of our ancestors who came before us, and knowing their stories and passing them forward to our children. Oh, and the music was excellent as well, playing a very key part to the story. I liked very much that this movie tied all these things together.
And speaking of the music, I really appreciated that the actors did their own singing, which is not always the case in animated films. The passion that went into this project and the care that was taken in the execution of the film are obvious in every single frame. It's one of those movies where you feel like you can really see into the souls of the people who made it. Another thing that makes Coco so outstanding is its attention to detail in celebrating Mexican heritage and culture. The filmmaker's dedication to authenticity is reflected in the casting. This movie has an all-Latino cast, and in the production design showing the Mexico of the present and the past. The movie injects famous Mexicans into the story, and everywhere you see the color, hear the music, and feel the love of family that is so inherent in Mexican culture. This movie is truly a love letter to the country and to its people. Is there anything you didn't like about the movie, Josh?
The only thing I didn't like about the movie was the Frozen short at the beginning. It was fine, and the theme of the short actually complemented the themes of Coco, but in comparison to the feature, they were handled in a really superficial and ham-fisted way in Olaf's Frozen Adventure. And for a short, it was way too long. 21 minutes. Grief. I was annoyed that it kept going on and on and on, and when I really wanted to see was Coco.
I agree completely. The only other thing I didn't like about the movie was how I kept crying after it was over, and how the theater employees felt compelled to talk to me because they were worried about me. So I knew when I walked out of Coco that this was going to be a really hard review for me to do, because I was so blown away by the movie that I knew I would be carried away in ruminations that would surely seem to be hyperbole to others. But honestly, Coco made a tremendous impact on me. For me, watching the film was not just an emotional experience, but a spiritual one, and I left the theater wanting to live my life differently. I know that other people will watch this and not feel the same impact I did, and that's part of the beauty of art. Our experiences with it are as individual as we are. But if you grew up in a home filled with traditions and music, well, then you may experience this movie the same way I did. If you have a husband that put a halt to his career pursuing his passions so that he could be the father his children needed, then you may experience this movie the same way I did. If you know that you come from a great heritage of flawed but wonderful people, and that you owe who you are and what you know to them and what they built for you, and if you know how important it is for you to remember them, all of them, well, then you may experience this movie the same way I did. If you've lost close family members and you have children who will only know their grandparents and great-grandparents if you help them to know them through the stories you tell, through the traditions you carry on, through the music you sing, well, then you may experience this movie the same way that I did. Obviously, I recommend Coco wholeheartedly, like the biggest recommendation I can possibly give. Go see this movie now, don't wait! We're taking our kids to see the movie tomorrow, and I'm so excited for them to see it. What's your rating, Josh?
I give this movie 5 alebrijes. It's a good family movie, in more ways than one. And it's nice to see that Pixar never loses a step and continues to move forward in creating what is really just fine art.
Speaking of fine art, I love the piece that you created for this review. I just love the joyful expression on Miguel's face as he is playing his guitar, and I love the colors and the way that you captured the light in the picture. I think it really is beautiful.
Well, thank you very much. I was just really trying to do justice to just the colorful palette that they used in the film itself. I mean, it was really bright and vibrant, and that's what I was going for with this poster.
You did a great job.
Thanks for watching our review of Coco. Please like, comment, and share, and please remember to subscribe.
See you later.